There are places the world has forgotten, but something within them refuses to stay silent. Abandoned buildings stand as decayed remnants of the past, yet within their hollow walls, something lingers, watching, waiting. Whispers echo in the darkness, shadows shift when no one is looking, and legends long dismissed as fiction start to feel disturbingly real. Tonight, we venture into 6 of the most terrifying encounters, places where reality blurs and the unknown reaches out. People have entered these locations and left with stories that defy explanation. Some claim it's just paranoia, but those who've been inside know better. The real question is, not what's inside these places, but what happens when they start noticing you. The unsettling mystery behind the Westinghouse Factory. This factory carries a history far darker than most realize. Over the years, several workers met tragic and unexplained deaths. Their causes unclear, their files mysteriously missing from records. Some say accidents, others whisper about something more sinister. But that's not all. Of the 7 buildings that once formed this industrial giant, some disappeared without a trace. No records of demolition, no official reports. They simply ceased to exist. By the 1990s, this forsaken place became a breeding ground for crime. Gunshots were often heard echoing from its ruins, and even the police avoided stepping inside unless absolutely necessary. For years, the factory sat untouched, surrounded by fear, wrapped in mystery. But tonight, one explorer dares to step inside. A YouTuber walks into the unknown. As the moon casts its pale light over Cleveland, Urbex ventures alone into the abandoned factory. The air is thick, the silence almost deafening. Every step on the shattered glass echoes, every shadow feels deeper than it should. The further he goes, the heavier the atmosphere becomes. Rusted steel beams stretch overhead like the ribs of a decayed beast, while the wind howls through broken windows, whispering secrets from the past. Then suddenly, a loud blast. Was that a gunshot? The sound rips through the night, followed by rapid gunfire in the distance. Is it just a coincidence? Or is the factory still serving as a hideout for something, or someone, dangerous? Urbex pauses, debating whether to turn back. But something compels him to push forward, deeper into the darkness, into the unknown. He descends into the underground basement, unaware that something, or someone, awaits him below.
That leads to nowhere. That's weird. Is that a dead end? Can't tell. Yeah, it's a dead end. This place is so wet. Oh, scared the fuck out of me. Yo. You need some help, bro? Yo. Fuck that. He's not even responding. I'm gonna leave him alone. Get the fuck out of his way. Damn, bro. That's...
The silent figure in the dark. The deeper Urbex goes, the more unnatural the air becomes, heavier, colder, suffocating. Then, as his flashlight flickers against the damp walls, he sees him. A figure. Sitting alone in the shadows. Hey, you okay? Urbex's voice cuts through the silence, but there's no response. He steps closer. The man doesn't move. Doesn't even acknowledge his presence. Urbex offers him money, hoping for some kind of reaction, but the silence remains. Nothing. It's as if he's frozen in time. Something is wrong. Is this man truly alone? Or is he bait, a trap for something lurking in the darkness? A sinking feeling sets in, he needs to leave. Fast. But as Urbex turns to retrace his steps, a chilling realization dawns upon him. Trapped in a living nightmare. The exit is gone. What was once a clear path is now a maze of endless corridors. Walls that weren't there before seem to have appeared out of nowhere. Panic grips him as he moves faster, trying to find another way out. Then he sees them.
Thought I heard something. Oh, do you hear that? Listen. Oh shit, that's people talking. I think it's people talking. I don't know, let's go. Fuck it. What the fuck? Something's over there. Yeah, there's people down here, dude. I gotta be careful. There's probably a bunch of homeless people that live down here. You gotta be careful exploring this place alone. There's a bunch of bats. Look at all these bats. It's creepy. Oh shit. Oh, look. Damn, there's a bunch of homeless people down here. Damn. I gotta get... Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Damn.
A group of people, silent, watching, whispering among themselves. Their faces obscured, their murmurs too low to understand. But one thing is clear, they've noticed him. Something is wrong. They don't belong here, or maybe he doesn't. Urbex tries to ignore them, picking up his pace, searching for an escape. Every turn leads to another dead end. The tension tightens around him, suffocating like a noose. Then finally, a door. Relief floods through him, until he sees it. A figure, standing at the entrance. Motionless, unmoving, watching. Why is he just standing there? Urbex hesitates. Turning back isn't an option. The fear of being trapped any longer is worse than what waits ahead. He doesn't hesitate, he runs. Pushing past, he finds his way out. The cold night air greets him, but something about it feels different. He escaped. But the factory still lingers in his mind. Because now he knows. This wasn't just an abandoned building. Something lives here. And tonight, Urbex got too close to whatever lurks within the Westinghouse Factory. Deep in the shadows of Ohio lies a town that time erased, but something still remains. Hidden beneath layers of history, buried under whispers of the past, there lies a town forsaken by time and haunted by the unknown. A place where homes were abandoned overnight, where streets once filled with life now crumble into eerie silence. This is Helltown. A town that began like any other, yet slowly descended into darkness. Once known as Boston Township, it had all the makings of a thriving community, until fate took a sinister turn. Long before settlers arrived, the Lenape tribe called this land home. They lived peacefully, naming their village Cleartown, after the pristine clear stream nearby. But in 1758 their lives were shattered. Forced from their lands by colonial forces, they were driven westward against their will. By the 1770s, the displaced Lenape found refuge in this region, unknowingly laying the foundation for a town that would later be consumed by darkness. But a single mistranslation changed everything. When the tribe discovered that the German word for clear was hell, they unknowingly gave their new home a name that would later define its terrifying legacy, Helltown. Yet this place was never destined to be peaceful. In 1782, one of the most gruesome massacres in American history unfolded here. The American militia slaughtered 96 Lenape men, women, and children in cold blood. Their cries of agony faded into the wind, and their spirits were said to remain forever tied to the land. The village, tainted by death, fell into ruin. For decades, the town sat abandoned, cursed by the horrors that had taken place here. But then in 1806, new settlers arrived, hoping to erase the past. Industry flourished, a paper mill and a railway station were built, and life seemed to return to Helltown. But some places are never meant to be reborn. The sudden and mysterious disappearance of Helltown. Then, in 1974, something unthinkable happened. Without explanation, the U.S. government issued a mass evacuation order. Every resident was forced to leave. Homes were seized, doors were locked, and entire families vanished overnight. The reason? The government claimed the land was needed for a national park. But was that the truth? Rumors spread like wildfire, secret government experiments, unnatural mutations, and people disappearing without a trace. Then, in the 1980s, the mystery deepened. Toxic waste and hazardous chemicals were found buried in the region. Park rangers reported nausea, skin rashes, and strange, unexplainable sicknesses. Something wasn't right. Even today, those who visit Helltown at night speak of unseen footsteps trailing behind them, whispers in the wind, and eerie voices calling out from the darkness. Some believe it's the spirits of the massacred Lenape, forever cursed to wander these lands. Others claim it's something far worse, something inhuman, and the most terrifying legend of all? Those who enter after dark never return. Tonight, an explorer dares to enter Helltown. Beneath the cold glow of the moon, Urbex steps into the ruins of Helltown. The air is heavy, suffocating, as if the town itself rejects his presence. The silence is unnatural, too deep, too still. Yet there's a feeling that he's not alone. As he moves past rotting houses and shattered windows, he stumbles upon a room bathed in deep red, a sight that sends a chill down his spine. Something about this place feels wrong. Then it happens. A low, guttural noise rumbles through the air. He spins around, but there's nothing there. Then, movement. Out of the corner of his eye, something shifts in the bushes. A shadow, tall, unmoving, watching. Someone, or something is here.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that? There's bugs everywhere. What is that? Something's over there. I can hear it. This stuff is like quicksand. Gotta be careful. Where the hell does this lead to? I don't even think this is a trail anymore. Fuck. Do not want to get lost out here. What the fuck is that? Something's over there. I can hear it.
Determined, Urbex follows the sound. His steps quicken, his breath sharp. He emerges into an open field, the sound growing fainter. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the noise stops. For a moment, there is nothing but silence. Then he sees them. Two glowing eyes stare at him from the darkness. At first, he assumes it's an animal. But as he focuses, the eyes vanish, instantly without a trace. His heartbeat pounds. This was no animal. Its movements were unnatural. Was it a creature? A spirit? Or something that should never exist? I'll leave that for you to decide. Now, let's dive into our next encounter. There are places where the dead rest in silence, and then there are places where something refuses to be forgotten. This is one of them. A vast, desolate graveyard, stretching endlessly like a labyrinth of ancient mausoleums. Here silence is not empty, it is alive. It carries whispers, or perhaps the distant, sorrowful cries of something unseen. The air feels thick, almost suffocating, as if centuries-old secrets are still trapped within these grounds. This is no ordinary cemetery. Many of these tombs have stood for centuries, their stone faces weathered by time. Some graves remain disturbingly open, their depths shrouded in mystery. Over the years, visitors have reported hearing eerie sounds at night, the murmurs of an old woman, the distant sobs of a child. Some claim that merely standing in this graveyard, you can feel sudden shifts in temperature, warm and cold air brushing against your skin, as if unseen hands were reaching out. And as you walk deeper, a terrifying realization creeps in. This is not just a burial ground. It's a doorway. A doorway to something beyond our world. And tonight, one explorer dares to step inside. Under the cover of darkness, armed with only a flashlight and a night vision camera, Franco ventures into this eerie place. Towering tombs surround him, their silent presence imposing. Crumbling structures loom in the shadows, their locked gates rusting away with time. But there's something unsettling about this place, a feeling that he's being watched. Step by step, Franco moves through the haunted graveyard. Every direction he turns, something about this place feels wrong. The air grows colder, the silence heavier, as if the place itself is holding its breath. But the truth is, this place didn't become haunted. It always was.
Hola? I just heard something. I am so scared right now. Nothing's happened. I mean, I'm hearing stuff, but I haven't seen anything, and I feel scared as hell right now. Listen. Hola. ¿Cómo se llamas? Oh my God. That's a casket with urns on top. Some weird stuff. Holy shit. Hola? Estoy explorando.
Franco's real purpose? To find out whether the terrifying stories about this graveyard are true. Do eerie voices truly echo through the darkness? Does something lurk in the shadows, unseen yet always present? His search takes him to an area known to be the most haunted part of the cemetery. And that's when something happens. Something that would make anyone's blood run cold.
I can't tell if it's behind me or in front of me. Turning off my light. Are you trying to talk to me through this CD? I don't feel anything, and this thing's going all over the place. Look at the other one. It's not even moving. What's that? Hola? I just heard something creepy. Hola. Oh, fuck.
A cry from the beyond. As Franco steps into the most feared corner of the graveyard, an eerie sound pierces the silence. A child crying. Soft at first, almost a whisper. But as Franco listens, a chill runs down his spine. Local legends speak of a child's lost soul, a restless spirit that never found peace. Many who have walked this graveyard at night claim to have heard its sorrowful cries, sometimes followed by agonized screams. Franco follows the sound, his heartbeat quickening. Step by step, he moves toward the source of the weeping. Then, it stops. Silence. Nothing but the wind rustling through the trees. And then, the crying returns. But this time it's louder. Much louder. If you haven't heard it yet, listen again.
It's not even moving. What's that? Hola? Oh, fuck.
Now Franco is convinced this cemetery is not empty. The stories, the legends, the warnings, they're all real. Then as suddenly as it came, the crying stops again. A heavy silence settles over the graveyard, but the air remains thick with something unseen. For Franco, this night is far from over. His breath is uneven, his heart pounding, but he refuses to turn back. He pushes deeper into the cemetery, determined to uncover more. But at this point, this is no longer just an exploration. This is a descent into something much darker. This place is ancient, mysterious, and tonight, Franco has lived through one of the most terrifying nights of his life. But the question remains, will he leave this place unharmed? Or will the spirits of this graveyard refuse to let him? Buried within the dense, overgrown forests of Pennsylvania stands a place shrouded in fear, tragedy, and restless spirits. A place once meant to heal, but instead, it became a prison of suffering, a monument to pain and torment. This is Penhest Asylum. Originally built in 1908, it was meant to be a refuge for the mentally and physically disabled. But what was intended as a place of care quickly turned into a waking nightmare. Penhest wasn't just a hospital, it was a place where people were discarded, forgotten. Patients were shackled to their beds, locked away in cold, dark cells, and subjected to unspeakable experiments. Their cries for help were ignored, their suffering drowned beneath the asylum's towering walls. Many never left. By 1987, the asylum was permanently shut down. Not because it was empty, but because the horrors inside could no longer be ignored. Yet even after its doors were sealed, something remained. Over the years, visitors have reported unseen whispers drifting through the halls, shadowy figures lurking just beyond sight, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Paranormal investigators believe Penhest is still home to the souls who suffered here, trapped, unable to escape their torment. But tonight, one explorer dares to step inside. A YouTuber walks into the darkness. Under the cloak of night, armed with nothing but a flashlight and a camera, Franco enters the decaying halls of Penhest Asylum. The air is thick, heavy, as if the building itself is alive. Watching. Waiting. His breath is shallow as he moves forward, past rusted doors and peeling walls. The silence is deafening, but it doesn't feel empty. Something is here. Then he steps into a room filled with old, tattered dolls.
Alright, there looks to be what looks like an Annabelle doll. And teddy bears. Holy crap. What the hell is that? Are those x-rays? Look how it looks like in complete darkness.
They sit on decaying chairs, their glass eyes staring lifelessly into the dark. Something about them feels wrong. A sense of unease creeps over him. He had heard stories about this place before, ghostly voices, dark figures, unexplained events. But standing here, surrounded by these eerie remnants of the past, those stories no longer feel like myths. And then, it happens. A sound, soft, almost imperceptible. But Franco isn't alone anymore.
There's a lot of toys and kid stuff. And another ball. Jesus. Holy shit. That is terrifying. I hate mannequins because I think they're real.
Franco pushes deeper into the asylum, stepping into what was once the surgical ward, the room where patients endured horrific procedures. The energy here is different, darker. Dust covers the rusted metal table in the center of the room, and on it sits a doll. Its fabric is torn, it seems split down the middle, as if something had tried to claw its way out. Next to it stands a mannequin, motionless, lifeless, yet its hollow eyes seem to follow him. A whisper, faint, almost nothing. Franco doesn't hear it at first, but later, when reviewing his footage, he notices something chilling. Listen closely to this clip. Maybe you can hear it too.
Jesus. Holy shit.
If you still didn't hear it, let me tell you. The whisper sounds like someone pleading for help. In that moment, Franco brushed it off. Tonight, we've explored places that time abandoned, but something within them refuses to stay silent. From the cursed ruins of Penhest Asylum to the ghostly streets of Helltown, from the eerie whispers of a forgotten graveyard to the chilling presence lurking in the shadows of Westinghouse Factory, each of these locations has a story buried deep within its walls. We came looking for the unknown. But what if the unknown was waiting for us all along? Some will say it's just imagination. Shadows playing tricks, old buildings creaking under time's weight. But if that's true, then why do so many leave these places with the same haunting experiences? The sounds, the figures, the overwhelming feeling of being watched. Coincidence? Or proof that some places never let go? One thing is clear. These places may be abandoned, but they are never truly empty. And maybe, just maybe, they've been watching us this entire time. What do you think? Are these just urban legends, or is there something truly waiting in the darkness? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoy diving into the unknown, uncovering chilling mysteries, and experiencing real horror, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more terrifying explorations. And trust me, you won't want to miss the next one. Because next time, we're going somewhere even darker. Until then, stay safe, stay curious, and remember, some places are forgotten for a reason.